Hello, good morning. I would like to add a very important word, Nico. It's yoga alone is not the solution. I'm a real yoga fan, and I will try to talk to you a bit why I made this title. So, I'm Saar Jacobs. I'm a general practitioner, a therapist, and a writer. And I'm really excited to be here. And I was delighted to be the speaker after Anja, because did you enjoy her talk? Yes, yeah, I really appreciate it because actually what she taught us was the essence of mental well-being. It's of critical importance to be able to be here and now. Actually, if you are able to do that, you're able to be in really optimal mental conditions. And I will talk to you about it. And if I've got time, I will talk to you about the dream I have of how we can transform this mental well-being structure in Belgium. Because I don't know, are you happy about that? How it's now? Who is happy with psychiatry and institutions and waiting lists? Is there anybody happy about it? Raise your hand. Okay, we're on the same page. We will talk about it because I really believe we could do it otherwise. But first things first. So these are my four pillars. Well, when you want to be in optimal mental health condition, there is this timeline you really need to know. I always say mental health is not higher math. It's not so difficult. When I was working as a general practitioner, I started to see a lot of people struggling. A lot of people who come to see their general practitioner have mental issues. It was more than 70%, I guess. But the truth is, do you want to see it? When there was this young girl, 17-year-old, who came for the fourth time in 2 months asking me to prescribe her pantoprazole. It's something for your stomach. Then I was the first one to ask her, but what's on your stomach? And then she started crying. And that was not the only one. I think I see some of you who are trying to tell me, yes, we know. And that's when my career as a general practitioner went completely wrong, because I was the doctor who was always saying, what's on your stomach? Or something else. And then patients started crying and I needed the tissues. And then we were a half hour at least further. And all my people in the waiting room were, oh, it's with Jacobs. We will wait a little more. But at the end, I saw 3 patients at the morning and my colleagues saw 12. Plus 10 of mine. And that's when I started to have some educations about coaching and trauma and burnout. I was warned not to talk about burnout here. Everything with burn is a little bit sensitive, but burnout, I guess I can use the word. So which one of you had stress? Suffered from stress once in their life? And I mean really suffered, because stress can be good. But a lot of you, and are there people who had a burnout? Or yes, a lot of you. Yes, and not all, and some of them say, I don't know, perhaps no one diagnosed me. Do you know, burnout is not a real diagnosis. In our manual of psychiatric diseases, burnout is not mentioned. That's a problem. Okay. But I believe burnout is a thing, and stress is even more a thing. And if you know what you should do, why you should do it, and when, it's not so difficult to become a little bit better. And that's what I will tell you with these 4 pillars. Because the most important thing is being safe. And do you have any idea where you are safe? There's a place and a time where you're safe unless there is really a tiger in front of you. Anja perhaps has encountered it in Plankendaal a few years ago, but most of the time there isn't. So here and now, Most of the time, you are safe. But yet, we don't feel safe because we feel like we're running around, fighting, flighting, or even freezing. Why? Well, there are two kinds of threats we encounter as a human being because actually we're Homo sapiens. I say sometimes we are Homo sapiens sapiens. We think we know better. Our neocortex is so evolved, but we don't know shit with it. The neocortex is not stronger than your animal brains. That's the problem. So, safety is about your animal brains. It's about your reptile brain. It's you can divide this. I'm really going through a short notice because I can try to explain it to you really correct, but then you all won't help. So I'm going to make this easy. You have this gas pedal and you have this brake inside of us. That's actually the two components of your reptilian brain. And your gas pedal, that's going to lead you to fight or flight. It's going to mobilize energy. Um, you can see this when there is this animal, this deer. It's there in the woods, and it's so good. Mom and dad are close. It's connected. It's in nature, like Anya said. It's here and now. It's good. But then there is a tiger. So, what's gonna happen? The deer is going to run, fight or flight, mobilize energy going through the roof. That's the gas. You all know that? That moment when you put on your gas and it doesn't have to, there doesn't have to be a lot. Just, I always say in summer, when we're in your car, there are a lot of dinos on the way. So I didn't do anything. So yeah, that was the gas in me. To tell you what is causing your gas to go, I come back to these threats. There are two. You have physical threat, and that is when you feel threatened to pain, suffering, or even death. And then you have the emotional threat. And actually, that comes to rejection. Any kind of fear of rejection. And that's because you were Homo sapiens sapiens. Because we were more safe when we were part of a group. That's logic, okay? So, when we were even further back in time, there were five kind of major physical threats. Heat, extreme heat, or cold. You starved to death from hunger, thirst, or there was a wild animal in front of you that was ready to rip you, okay? At this time, we don't occur, we don't have that. But the emotional threat, the fear of rejection is everywhere, through the screens, through the social media, through every color of I'm not good enough, will they like me, will they even love me? And then I didn't even talk about trauma, about how when you were a little kid you felt maybe rejected, because that's a bit problem of your animal brain parts. It doesn't matter if it's true. It doesn't matter. It's not able to see the difference between reality or time. So I'm really afraid of snakes. That has nothing to do with rejection. It has everything to do with being afraid of a wild animal. Okay, so when I'm standing here in front of you and I just think of a snake, my gas pedal is going through the roof inside my body. Strange, because there isn't a snake in here. But that's what happens all the time. All these thoughts unconsciously about will they like me or not? Am I good enough or not? Is constantly driving our gas or brake. And that's when we're not here and now. And that's when we have stress. Do you get it? Okay. So the most important step is to feel safe first. And there's when it goes wrong in a lot of therapy sessions, because I noticed when I'm still a general practitioner for 50% of time, and when I see patients who come in my practice there or in my practice as a therapist who suffer from stress, it's 90% of the times like this. So, how are you? Well, first they say, I'm good. And then there comes a complaint, and okay, how are you really? Oh, and then the tears are coming. And then after a while, because in general practitioner land, you have 15 minutes to talk with a patient, to try to understand what the problem is, to investigate the problem and to find a solution and talk to your patient about the solution, and most important, the paperwork. Okay, the sick leaves and every attest you need. Okay. So then after a while, oh, yeah, my time is ticking, I have to go. Wait, I will send you at home with some sick leave. That's what you do. And then patients come back to me when I'm a therapist, and I say, oh, what did you do during your sick leave? 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, or even longer? And they said to me, I rested. Who of you with your burnout or stress rested? Okay, you did. Did you do anything more? Yes? Okay, that's good. A lot of patients didn't. They went to see, no, they put themselves on a waiting list for a psychologist, a therapist, a coach. They didn't know who to go to. Their general practitioner didn't know as well, because we have to be honest about it. They don't. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. Because there is so many in this culture, we don't even know what to do. Where do we need to refer to? And then they go see a psychologist or therapist or coach. Then they don't know if this is the right one for them. Because when you see these pillars, what is the most important thing? It's to feel safe. It is that all your brains can be here and now, so that you can connect in a safe position, and that's when healing can occur. But how do you know if you're able to feel safe? So you have this, you are on this appointment, and then you see there's someone before you, and all your nervous system, your whole body says, I don't see this. But you waited for 3 months to see him. Are you able then to say, I don't see this? No, you just say, I will go and try this therapy. But you don't feel safe. So what are you doing then? You're talking. And I'm asking to people, now what did you do the past 6 months? I talked. I said, now pay me a glass of wine and we can talk. It's not 60 euros or more. That's the same thing. There's so much more that need to be done. First of all, your nervous system, everything need to feel safe. And once you do, then you have to build up this safety, and that's resilience. So when you see this zone is called your window of tolerance. And actually, that's the place where you feel safe. That's the place where Anya tried to set you in. That's what nature does. It's trying to make you feel safe, grounded in your body, not in your mind where snakes are and rejection is. No, just here and now. And here and now, you feel safe. This is the zone of optimal arousal, like we say. This is where you want to be as much as you can to feel mentally healthy. The zone above is the zone of hyperarousal. That's your gas. That's fight, flight. And it goes from 10 per hour to 120 per hour. And the zone below is hypoarousal, and that's freeze. You know freeze as well. In the example of the deer, so the deer is running from the tiger. At some point, the nervous system of the deer comprehends, I cannot win this. It's just not possible. The tiger is stronger, my energy is up. And what will happen? The deer will faint. That has two major advantages. One, it's like a numbness. So when the tiger will take the deer, it will not feel it as much. It's like a sedation. Okay. And two, the tiger can think, oh, this deer is dead. I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to get another one. And when the deer is capable of running again, it can become safe again. We people, we know freeze as well. When our nervous systems think, believe, sense, we cannot win this anymore. And that's different for me and you. It's different for everybody else where that point is, this point of, I'm not sure I can handle this anymore. And then we go to hypoarousal or freeze. And on the outside, it looks exactly the same as your window of tolerance. Some of you might be in freeze right now, and I won't be able to see it. But inside, it feels numb, empty, not the same. Where you have the feeling, I cannot go a step forward or afterward, I will always lose. And this is a very difficult state to be in. So, from that state, do you think you are able to have optimal therapy? No. In that state, you will do whatever you can to please your therapist. And that's what happens a lot of time. And you're not healing there, you're just re-traumatizing, what's called it. So, safety is about getting in that optimal space. And you can do it like by grounding, like Anya said. I was really a fan of her. Resilience is that. So when you have a lot of stress encountered, your window of tolerance is this small. That's a problem. Because everything that happens is a threat. Because you're focused on the threat. So what you need to do is once you get in that window, you need to get a bigger window. And that's what's called resilience. To have a bigger window. And from that window, you can go successfully into therapy because your therapist, if it's a good one, will kick you out of your window while he's with you and say, I'll kick you out. We're going to relive some trauma, but I will keep you safe while you do it. And when you go out, you will be back in your window. And that's what good therapy is about. And that's what needs to be done. But do you understand now why safety is the most important thing? And why yoga alone is not a solution? Hello, I'm Saar. My gas pedal is really aroused. I'm going to sit on a mat next to everybody else. I close my eyes and I will try to focus on my big toe. It's not gonna happen. And once I try to do it, my inner critic is going to say, oh, you can't do anything. Oh, you're such a loser. Everybody can do yoga and you can't. No, because it was just not the right timing for me to do yoga. But when I have this big window, perhaps then it's a good timing to help me relive that window and be there. So I see my time is up. I think if the screen is correct and my time is up because there are red ciphers and I think, oh my God, I'm going to gas immediately because there are red numbers on the screen. I even said ciphers. It's not a word. That's because my gas pedal is going. So I only wanted to tell you this little thing that I dream of healing houses. Healing houses everywhere in Belgium. Because now a lot of people have no solution than to go to the psychiatric divisions, and it's not good for everyone. There's not the right therapy. They don't feel safe. And you need to feel safe. So for a lot of conditions like stress, burnout, mild depression, anxiety, PTSD, I think we should have some first line initiative where people can go to and there is someone who's walking with you and says, I'll keep you safe. This is a plan, a therapeutic plan. You can live somewhere. You don't have to feel responsible. We give you a warm meal. We give you someone to talk to. And this is your plan for 2 to 3 weeks with body and body therapy, creative therapy, trauma therapy, this kind of things. But really what you need. And that's what I want to build in Flanders, the healing houses. So if you're up to follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, buy the book, Yoga Alone is Not a Solution, or talk to me afterwards, and then I'll see you then. Thank you very much for your attention.